Hello and welcome to Women's Collective Thinking into Results, a place you can come to start shifting your thoughts to finally create the results you truly desire. I'm your host, Angie Gerber. Let's get started. Today's topic is gratitude. When I first started my journey of self-development back in 2017, I was at the lowest point, kind of my rock bottom. I know we all may have our own, but definitely at my rock bottom where some decisions had to be made. I was probably about 3 to 5 days from losing everything I loved and cherished in my life. So it was in that moment that I knew some decisions had to be made and things could not go on the way they were. And the first thing I stumbled upon was gratitude and appreciation. And it truly changed everything for me. My first coach that I hired was Bob Proctor at the Proctor Gallagher Institute. And he challenged me to, again, be grateful and find gratitude in every situation, no matter where you're at in life. So you may not have the house you desire, or the car, or the job, or the relationship. And his point was, if you cannot find gratitude and be grateful for what you do have in this moment, even if it's ultimately not what you desire, you are collapsing the energy and not allowing anything new and good into your circle, into your energy, into your life. It's by finding what is good about your current situation and finding gratitude and things to be grateful for that will start the shift of everything, and the beauty will show. I'm a product of the product, and I didn't believe it at first. I didn't understand how that could shift everything, but I truly believe with the utmost being in every cell of my body that had I not found gratitude and really practiced this, nothing would have changed, and I would be exactly where I still was. He gave me an assignment. I remember it was write 25 things you're grateful about the most difficult situation in your life. And at that time, I was probably on it had to be 8 to 10 years of just this relationship that I had so much anger and frustration and victimization and just hatred, truly, truly hatred towards this person and the situation in my life. And he said to write 25 things I was grateful about. And I actually laughed out loud. I said, that's not going to happen. But he said, just sit down and start writing. And I said, all right. I said I would do what you told me to do. So I did. And I started, I remember, with her hands. I didn't like that I liked her hands, but she just really has beautiful hands. So I wrote down hands, and that was my number one. And then I chose to decide to look at other aspects of what is right with the relationship instead of focusing like I had for so many years on what was bad and negative and frustrating and hurtful and just caused anger. And it wasn't doing that the shift happened. It was amazing. I took the situation. Imagine yourself sitting at a table. We'll say it's for 8 people. And you have 8 people sitting around the table. And you put the situation in the middle of the table. Every person sitting at the table is going to look at that situation differently and have a different perception. And I found that so interesting. And then he went on to say that we are all doing the very best we can with the tools, the information, the knowledge, and the resources we have at that moment. And that just struck me. And I was just like, wow, it's interesting. And it's so true. We look at how our parents raised us or what happened maybe in our childhood. And, we always want to do a little bit better and yet know that a lot of what we have and who we are today, we can be grateful to our parents for. And there's some things that we don't have to accept, which again, we'll get into that in another show, but I definitely want to focus on gratitude today. Because you can't be in gratitude and be grateful and be angry. And what I learned from that exercise, so I did get all 25 things written down, and everything changed. As soon as I quit trying to battle and just fight and be angry and be mad and be furious and frustrated, and again, feeling like you did this to me, you did this to my family. As soon as I shift that, everything shifted and changed. And it just became not a battle. It became something that I could get up and I could really just decide, again, to find what I was grateful for versus what I was angry about. Because again, you can't be both at the same time. And I even got so much down the road of gratitude that I realized that I would not have the life I had she not come into my husband's life, had my bonus son, and then I wouldn't have married my husband because he wouldn't have been the man he was, and I wouldn't have my family, I wouldn't have him. And so you can really go down an amazing rabbit hole with gratitude if you really choose to. And again, taking the perception of the table exercise and really looking at it that everyone has their own point of view. And if you are where I was for so many years in that low energy and in that vibration of just guck, yuck, ick, pissed off, frustrated, all of that, if you sit there for so long, it truly is like you are drinking poison and expecting the other person to die. Or you're picking up a hot coal and throwing it at them and missing. You're going to be the one that gets hurt, and you're going to be the one that ultimately suffers. So by shifting this and choosing to find the appreciation and find the gratitude in every situation, when something comes up, instead of just going right into the frustration and the anger, say good and choose to find the good. Because there is good in every situation. And a lot of my clients challenge me on that. And I challenge them right back because there are no mistakes. Everything does happen for a reason, and it's part of your journey. So you might as well decide to find the good in each situation so that you can learn from it and that you can really choose to be grateful and choose to see the good in the situation in order to raise your own frequency and vibration. You see, when we forgive someone or we decide to look at the situation from a different perspective, it's really all for us. It has little to do with the other person. Because when you do the gratitude exercise, which I'll talk about in 1 minute, you will raise your own vibration and be on a different frequency. So what I do every morning to practice gratitude and to really start your day off right is I write down 10 things I'm grateful for. And one of my coaches now, he writes down 5 that are presently in his life and 5 that he'd like to attract. Again, there's no right or wrong answer on how to do this. Just write 5 things down. And after each one, ask yourself why. Why am I grateful for my cup of coffee? Why am I grateful for my partner? Why am I grateful that it's sun's out today? And really feel into what you're grateful for. Because you can just write down words and make this an exercise and just get through it. But it's not going to resonate. It's not going to mean the same. It's not going to feel the same. So you really want to connect with the frequency and vibration of what you're grateful for. And then once you're done with that, the next step, because you're feeling good, you're in gratitude, is send love to 3 people that are bothering you. Now, stick with me on this one. Again, at the beginning, I was just like, what? Why would I do that? They're horrible, or they are so mean or frustrating, or they really did me wrong. Why would I ever send love to someone like that? And again, it has everything to do with you and truly not much to do with them. Because when you send love out to people that are bothering you, you set yourself up on a different vibration, which will put you on a different frequency, which then that is what you'll attract to. That's what you will attract to yourself. So it's by sending love to these people that you are actually going to receive better into your life. We get what we put out. You become what you think about. Again, I'm going to say that. You get what you put out, and you become what you think about. Everything starts with our thoughts. So if you're not liking your results, what are you thinking? What are you sending out? What vibration are you on? Because I'm going to tell you right now, if it's negative and if you're just sitting in this spot and in this space of just negativity and frustration and anger and hurt and victimization, that is what you're attracting to yourself. So we need to start getting up out of that spot. And gratitude, I'm telling you, it is the key to everything. It starts with gratitude. So it's by being grateful for, again, find the good, whatever the situation, say good and find the good because it's there. It's sometimes a little bit harder to find it, but find the good for sure. And in sending love out to these people, you will set yourself up on that better frequency and that vibration. And once you raise, that's what you're going to attract. Because imagine it's kind of like a slingshot. Whatever you put out is coming right back to you. So if you're spewing out anger and hate and frustration and victimization, and they did this, and I'm here because of that person, and they did me wrong, and all that's what you're going to get back. I tell a lot of my clients, if you keep talking about being in debt, you're going to attract more debt. So why don't you set up a repayment program and focus on prosperity? Start thinking about where the money is coming from, how you want to go get it. If you start thinking prosperity, the way will be shown. But if you still sit down and think about debt and think about this and think about that, that's where you'll stay. So again, this is called Women's Collective Thinking into Results because it truly all starts with our thinking. And the third thing I do each morning is sit for about 5 minutes and ask for guidance. Now, you might not get it right away. It might not even happen in the first week or first month. But give yourself that space and really ask for guidance, whatever that looks like for you. And it will eventually come. And you'll eventually be able to start following your intuition and following your inner voice and really, really setting yourself up for the next best thing or for that idea or for that one ping of intuition that comes along that could truly change everything for you. And it happened to me. And if I can do this and if I can show up the way I do and set my big goal and meet it year after year after year after year, I'm here to tell you, you can do it. And it is amazing when you make the decision to truly focus on you, on your worthiness, and how you are going to choose differently to show up. So the 3 things, right? 10 things that you're grateful for and connect with each one by asking why. The second is send 3 people love that are bothering you. And the third is to sit for a moment, up to 5 minutes, and ask for guidance for your day. And if you're sitting there thinking, well, I don't have time to do that. My morning's so rushed and this and that. Get up earlier. We have got to start taking care of ourselves and our minds. And it starts with our thinking. So if you are not finding the time, or if you are so rushed, or, we all have every excuse in the book if we want to come up with them. And what I'm challenging you to do is to give yourself the gift of time and of putting yourself first. And if that means getting up 20 minutes earlier to grab that cup of coffee and find a quiet spot, or getting up, some people get up an hour or two earlier than their household just to have that time to themselves, the quiet time, to really sit and reflect and do some writing exercises or a meditation or workout or whatever it is. Maybe just grab that cup of coffee or tea and sit and just have some you time. It does make the difference of how you start your day. So, with that said, I really want to thank you for spending some time with me today. When you're ready to learn more about thinking into results, it's a program that's changed my life and has changed millions of people's lives in every country across the world. Reach out. I do a free discovery call and would love to connect and learn more about your goals, dreams, and desires. The link is in the show notes, or feel free to email me at angiegerber@gmail.com. And that's ANGIEGERBER@gmail.com. And until next time, start thinking into results today.